There we go. What's up, business nerds? Let me get my shit straight here. Let's see. Let's check us out. I got to get us live on the radio in a second here. Get my camera pointed up a little bit. Maybe I'm just sitting up real tall today. Am I sitting up? You guys tell me. Am I sitting up real tall today? Maybe I just slept at a Holiday Inn last night or something. I got cords going left and right. Holy criminy cripes. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's get this thing on the radio. First, let's see. Are we out there? Are we live? There we go. We're live. What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's get this thing rolling out on the feed. Today, if you're tuning in, today's the last episode of Bookkeeping Beer and BS right here on Turfs Up Radio. The last freaking episode. Let me post that. I'm going to post that while I share this. Last freaking episode. Happening right now is what's happening right now. Sorry if you're watching me on the video because I'm a slow typer trying to share this thing. Last freaking episode, Turfs Up, happening right now. Boom. It's happening, folks. Here's the deal. I got to get us live on the radio. I'm rolling solo today. It's probably fitting this is the last episode. Everybody's got something going on. There's conventions going on. There's other stuff going on. I'll tell you more about it once we go live. Let me get some music queued up. Oh geez, banging things around. I even got beers here because it's like totally a happy hour day. All right, let me see. Can you guys hear that? Can you hear that okay? I'm just gonna assume that you guys can hear that okay. Drop in the comments if you can hear that music before I go live on the radio, since I don't have anybody else. What's up, Doug Brown? What the hell? Who's checking in from Norway? Who's checking in from Norway? What's going on here? We got Norway people checking in. We got Doug Brown. Can you hear my sweet music? All right, it's going. Okay, that's what I need to know. Okay, now you're gonna have to listen to it all again because I got to get us live on the radio. Firing it up. Here we go. Fire in the hole. Let me open up the radio app to do the radio thing because this is a live radio show. Oh, look at this. I guess I'm not rolling solo today. Michael coming in with the save.
My typical like 103 look and see who's on Dan's show today. And I was like, you can't be alone.
Everybody's got this is the official last episode of Bookkeeping Beer and BS on Turfs Up Radio. That said, did I go? Oh, yeah, I got to hit. Okay, now we're going live. There we go. Now we're live on the radio. Now we are live. Oh, I wonder if... Oh, what's up, Fred Torkelson? I think it's Torkelson, but there's a D in there, Fred. I didn't know there was a D in there. All right, let me turn this down a little bit so you guys can hear what the hell I'm saying. What is up, Fred? Good to hear from you. Fred, are you going to the Huge convention this year again? We're going to see you at the Huge in like a month. Be cool to see you again. Doug Brown's in the house. Doug, yeah. Hecubus was maybe going to jump on. I sent a note to him and Darren. But that said, I didn't text him. Oh, I didn't text anybody. I didn't text anybody the link. Michael, I'm a terrible show host. Here we go, though. I'll text him. We'll see if Hecubus can jump on and party it up here. It's maybe a little early for Michael to have a Bloody Mary, but I bet I could get Hecubus to have a beer.
Yeah, I can't do that right now.
You got stuff to do.
I got more calls today.
Yeah. After this, I just got to go do kiddo sports stuff. Let me throw this link out here to the old Hecubus. We'll see if he makes a little celebrity appearance. How's it going, Michael Gregory?
Going good, man. How about you? How's your week going?
Dude, well, I don't remember if we talked about it on the show last week, but the next morning after our show last week, I had eye surgery. You know this. I don't know if our listeners know this. I got here's the thing with like the eye surgeries and the LASIK and all that stuff. I got LASIK a few months ago. My right eyeball I mean, and this is good because I'm right-handed dominant, and I hunt like the Dickens. Like I'm always out there killing and grilling. And so I use my right eyeball for aiming a lot. And archery season's coming up, and I need a really good right eyeball. And thank God, like they crush it with my right eyeball. My right eyeball is like 2015. I can see through walls. I'm pretty sure I have X-ray vision. I got superpowers in my right eyeball. As good as that eyeball turned out, my left eyeball turned out exactly the opposite. When they do LASIK, they like flip the lens back with their laser. It sounds like that. Michael, you got glasses on. Are you going to do LASIK? You going to get some LASIK done? You candidate?
It terrifies me so much.
Based on my story right now.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
It was amazing though. Like literally in a day, I could look outside and I could like see pine needles on trees a million miles away. Like the crispness of my right eyeball.
Couldn't you see that with your glasses though? I feel like every time I go to the eye doctor with my glasses on, they're like, "Oh, your vision's 20/10 or whatever." Like super good.
So I wore contacts. I can't stand wearing glasses. Like even sunglasses. Like I have really sensitive eyes because I'm super light eye, light colored eyes. And so like sunglasses I have to wear, but I don't like having them on my head. And I'm so active and like running around and cutting wood and going hunting. Like glasses are annoying to me. So I just never wear glasses. I would always wear contacts. And
they're not really as powerful as your
and like I really I didn't mind wearing contacts at all. It wasn't like the detriment of wearing contacts. I was so used to them because I've been wearing them since I was like in freaking middle school. It was never an issue for me. But there's just certain things like swimming with contacts sucks. They like get glued to your eyeball when you go underwater with contacts on. It doesn't matter if it's like chlorine or anything like that. If you go underwater in a lake, any even in the shower, if you're wearing contacts, they can get like stuck to your eyeball. So that can get really annoying. And I'm like pretty much blind as a bat without them in before I had LASIK. And so just the annoyance of like going to bed and having to like keep them in if I was watching TV or what, like I'm very nearsighted, so I could take them out and like look at my phone, like super up close. I did bring a beer since today's last episode. So I did.
Well, I'm glad you can see. Cheers to your eyesight and the power of eyes.
This is really interesting. This is, I was going to make a note about this. I'm not done with my eyeball story yet. I was going to make a note about this koozie because Rob was here and he went live.
With the background, that looks really cool, by the way. I'm not sure you can see that.
Rob, check this out. Check this out, Rob, or at least Rob's hot wife. Maybe Tori will jump in again with us. But Rob was here and he went live from my beer fridge when I wasn't home. Like I gave him the code to come on in and grab a beer, but it was kind of funny, like watching somebody else in my house. Like I'm at Dan's house and here's where Dan keeps all of his beer. But I got him back because he left a couple koozies here for me. So I got the old Delmarva Holiday Light koozie rocking. And I actually brought up a second beer just in case I get really thirsty. But the eyeball thing. So the LASIK on my left eye, the lens got distorted. And so they could, if I went to the eye doctor and they do the test and the letters are so far away and all that stuff, they could do the better at 1, better at 2 and like swap out lenses and get me back to 20/20 with my left eye. So basically they fixed the underneath stuff that was wrong, that was previously causing my vision to be goofy, but because my lens got distorted, they had to like fix it with another lens. And so I could, wear glasses or wear a contact on that eye, but that kind of goes against the whole point of why I got LASIK done. And so the next alternative to like fix the lens issue, like they can't re-LASIK you, they do PRK. And I'm sure those 3 letters stand for something. And if you out there are watching and you know what PRK stands for, feel free to drop it in the comments. But PRK is like, they use a different laser that I would argue based on my memory is more high powered. It felt like I felt the thump of it, felt it coming. Maybe not. I'm just probably recency bias, I would assume. But they like laser the outside of your lens to get the distortion out of it. And holy criminy cripes, the light sensitivity of that, like, yes, it was irritating. And then your eyeball is kind of like swollen in the socket. Like you kind of just feel like the annoyance of the irritation of like, I've never I don't think I've ever been like punched in the face and gotten like a black eye from like a good punch in the face. I'm sure I've gotten a black eye from like sports and stuff like that. Look at here. Look at this guy. Celebrity Hecubus rolling on in.
I made it. I'm here.
Do you have any beers?
Come on now.
Yeah, thought you might. I thought you might. I was already giving Michael a hard time because he's on the West Coast. It's only 1 o'clock. He still has like work to do today. After
So
this,
even if I was still on the West Coast, I would have had a beer, man. You know me.
That's true. That is true. There's no doubt about that. But so PRK, they just like laser your eyeball, and I was down and out last week, Thursday, Friday, into Saturday. Actually, Thursday I was okay. You and I had a call on Thursday, Michael, and I felt like Thursday I was a little bit like of a pirate, but I was hanging in there. Friday and Saturday, I was down and out. I tried to drive my kids to school, and I went to see the eye doctor today. They said I'm healing marvelously. But man, I should be dead after trying to drive my kids to school Friday morning last week. Like the light sensitivity, I might as well have been just a blind person, just Ray Charles driving down the street. I was just like, woo, we're going. Kids, tell me if I'm going to hit anything. That was kind of what it felt like. So
nice.
But we made it. We made it through another week. And Hecubus, this is the official last Bookkeeping Beer and BS episode on Turf's Up Radio. And
I know it's so depressing because you just hit number 3 on all-time downloads for all of the shows ever in the history of Turf's Up Radio.
We're gonna have to. It won't be the last time. Doug was getting all emotional over here. Doug's like, "Oh my god, Dan, I can't believe you're leaving me, and I'm gonna have to change what it is." Don't worry, Doug. Just settle down, Doug. What I need everybody's help with, because I need a new show. Michael and I talked about Service Rolodex a couple weeks ago. I think that episode is live out on the Bookkeeping Beer and BS podcast. Go check it out. And so, and Service Rolodex is something I'm like very pumped about, and I'm helping Michael with. And so, the Bookkeeping Beer and BS, it's been a sweet show. It's been a kick-ass show. But we just can't be limiting ourselves to talking about bookkeeping, and we don't limit ourselves. We never talk about bookkeeping. So point being is, this will not be now. I am going to take like a week or two off of doing shows. I do have a show tonight. I got Sam Gemble. I think Sam's still a contractor, right? Yeah, I got Sam on.
Sam's, yeah.
We bringing it home. We're going to have some fun tonight. So I still got the late night happy hour show tonight with Sam. He's well aware that the pressure's on. I told him, like, Sam, you are the last episode, homie. Like, you better bring it. You better bring some good shit. So Sam's coming on tonight to talk landscaping, to talk, I don't know what else. That's what we're going to talk about, landscaping. But
leadership. He's like the leadership guru. So Sam's a real deal.
Dude, I still, every time he shows like the pictures of the company, like in the number of employees he had, just I'm just like, what? Like, it's bonkers. So Sam Gemble's coming on tonight. But here's the deal. It's not like the end of a, I don't know. I want to say legacy, but that makes it sound like
era.
Yeah. It's not the end of an
chapter.
Era. It's the end of a chapter. It's the end of the Bookkeeping Beer and BS chapter. So we need a new chapter. And Michael, I feel like, this could be a Chat GPT thing. By the way, you want to know how old I am? And this is just how old of a soul
You're in
I
your
am.
30s. Everybody in their 40s, 50s, and 60s is offended right now. But yes, go.
No,
Right.
not in terms of like my actual, like, since I've been born, but in terms of my ability to use technology has gone downhill quickly. I tried to like figure out how to use Chat GPT, and I couldn't figure out how to access it. Like, I Google searched it, and it just wasn't like a website I could go to, and I like got lost in that. And I tried to download some apps, and they aren't the thing. And so I was just like, I don't even know how to use Chat GPT. That's how old I am. Isn't that funny?
Jai, will please edit out the last 30 seconds of this.
No. I figured I know enough people that could point me in the right direction. And then I was like, well, I'll just have another kid. Like, maybe we'll just have to have a fourth kid so that I have like another IT.
And they're groomed to be your technology source.
Yeah, good
that's
call.
Why I've been having kids. When we were kids, actually, when our parents were kids, their parents were having more children to help on the farm. When we're having more kids, it's going to be to have help on our technology devices. So I'm adopting that. That's why I have 3 kids. Everybody's like, why'd you guys have another kid? I was like, that 4-year gap between Reggie and Crosby is going to come in real handy for like some technology that comes out, like 30 years. Crosby's going to be all over it. Danny and Reggie will probably be like me, and they'll be like, I've given up on technology. So I'm banking.
Yeah, he'll be driving the family flying car.
With a remote control, probably.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep. Or with like some glasses.
It'll be there you go. Heads up display. Yeah.
It'd be super cool like that. So here's what I got for a new show. I don't have anything for a new show. I kind of like the home service CFO. I mean, like I've adopted that title for myself, and I'd like to acknowledge that nobody's ever called me that. It's purely a title that I gave myself because I thought it sounded good and it's financial related. So we could have the home service CFO podcast. That might be a potential podcast. We could since it won't be like bookkeeping focused, again, not that this one is, but it could be business beer and BS. Not much of a leap to still be the 3B approach. Or it could be Dan telling hunting stories and drinking beer and talking about business every once in a while. That's a little bit long of a title. Michael's already chat GPT.
Well, I did like that one. What was it? The badass business show or podcast?
Whatever you do has to have beer in it. You're the only person I've ever seen on stage owning a presentation with a Mick Ultra and a koozie in their hand. Like, that's unique.
So there's got to be some beer in the name. There's got to be some beer in the name. All right. So then it just comes down to like, is alliteration important enough to straddle it with a couple other B's? Maybe. What
was like the iteration? Wasn't there like a bourbon bullshit or something like that, or something like back in the day?
So the inspiration, I'll say the copycat. We were at Business Bourbon and Bullshit,
there we go.
Which was like a mastermind group, and it was Bobby Walker and I, Nick Thurston and Josh Gray, and we like stayed an extra day or two in Nashville after the mastermind, which and I wish I would do this more often. I don't give myself like the grace to do this, but the best things that came out of a mastermind were in the day or two after, because so many times you go to a show or you go to a mastermind, and whether it's a trade show or a mastermind or anything like that, where you're like soaking up a bunch of information, you don't actually have time to do anything with it, because you like get home and you're immediately back into your business, or you get home and your wife is like, here's all the shit that you need to do because you've been gone for 3 days and I'm sick of these kids and you got to take them. And then you don't actually like mentally have the space to process everything you learned and that you want to mess with. What's up, Jared Chanowski? JC in the house. Jared, I was almost going to bug you to jump on today. Not that you couldn't jump on. If you want to jump on, you just let me know. But I was like, why? Russ never got back to me when I texted him, so I didn't know if Russ was going to jump on. And Michael's just like,
I did right away. I said I'd be there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
It was right before Darren jumped in.
Oh,
I was actually getting ready to text you when you texted me the link, because I was like, hey, did you see the link?
Literally in my feed of my text messages where you said that, and all I just saw Darren's. For some reason I read yours and just didn't realize. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good, because like I said, I was just getting ready to text you when you texted me the link.
Yeah, booyah. Well, in any case, what's up, Jared Chanowski? Thanks for jumping in. Doug Brown says, Michael, I need to connect with you. Doug,
let's do it.
You do.
I actually saw that. I can't comment on your posts.
You can if you go into Facebook, but you can't do it from StreamYard. The funny thing is, if you write a comment in StreamYard, it goes to YouTube. It won't even go out to Facebook, even though like most of the.
I was wondering about that. Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. It's super goofy. I don't know why that is. And I don't know, like I'm streaming right now to 2 different Facebook groups and our YouTube channel. I don't know if I just streamed to Facebook, if it would even let me comment. I guess we'll never know. We'll have to find out.
So if you rebrand Bookkeeping Beer and BS to something, does it need a name, or can you just like have your discussions and like let something just become out of it?
Ooh.
Or does it need a name from the beginning? Because it could be like the Dan Plata Show.
The TBD. TBD. Yeah.
TBD by Dan Plata.
Yeah, I like that. That might just stick for a long time. It might just be TBD, because most of my shows that's like when we start, that's actually the topic.
Or since you need beer, to beer determined. and people will know what it means. The B just stands for beer.
2 beers were predetermined today. I did bring 2 beers to the show. It was a 2 beer determined.
2 beer determined.
Yeah.
TBD.
TBD. I'll drink to that. Let's since it's a radio show, let me this is me, Hecubus. I don't know if you see me live a whole lot. With how good of a show host I am. But let's play some music.
Inspirational, very inspirational.
That's gonna lead us into a commercial break, and we'll be right back with a little more Bookkeeping Beer and BS on Turf's Up Radio. Last episode. That's what's up. Here we go.
Have you considered artificial turf? It's great for areas with high precipitation, which means no mud after a heavy rain and no more mowing wet grass. Today's artificial turf is made using recycled materials and helps to reduce water consumption in areas of drought. Turf Envy's artificial turf is constructed of quality raw materials, safe for pets, humans, and our environment. With decades of experience, our staff can help with support, training, and product education to give you confidence when estimating a project for a potential customer. Learn more at turfenvyusa.com today.
You're listening to Turf's Up Radio, the only radio station of its kind dedicated to the green industry. Turf's Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Hey everybody, Wayne Voles, the Prophet, your host of Profit Time here on Turf's Up Radio. If you listen to my show, you know I'm all about profit. As an industry, profit is something we fail to meet most of the time. If you're working hard but not seeing the results that you deserve, Profits Unlimited is here to help. We offer processes and systems designed specifically to make your company more successful, more profitable, and certainly more efficient. When you're ready to take your company to the next level, reach out to me at profitsareus.com. That's profitsareus.com. And don't forget to turn into Profit Time every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m.
Are you a military family with a spouse on deployment away from home? Did you know that nonprofit Project Evergreen has thousands of volunteers across the country ready to help military families with lawn, landscape, and snow removal services? We call it Green Care and Snow Care for troops. If you are a military family and would like to receive this free service, or if you'd like to volunteer to help, visit projectevergreen.org. Project Evergreen, creating a greener, healthier, cooler Earth, 1 yard at a time.
I feel like I need to be the one dancing since Angela's at a convention. She's not here to dance when the music comes on.
Oh, true. Yeah, good point. Good point.
Somebody's got to be bopping. Welcome back to the show, folks. I'm Dan Plata, Home Service CFO. We got Hecubus in the house. We got Michael Gregory from Click Call Sell in the house. And we're just kicking it on the last episode of Bookkeeping Beer and BS on Turf's Up Radio. And Doug massively overreacted. He says, "Damn, you're breaking my heart." He was hurting. He did say, Hecubus, he's like, "Hey, wait, wasn't Russ supposed to be on?" So I didn't even look.
I'm here.
I'm glad he put that in there, and you must have mentioned it on a show earlier that he caught.
Yeah, Wayne mentioned on his show this morning.
Yeah, so he said that, and then I was like, "Oh, did Russ say he was coming on?" Like, I didn't see that he said he was coming on because I clearly can't read text messages for some reason. But we do have Fred Torkelson from Norway checking in.
Nice, welcome.
Yeah, all the way from Norway. I'm curious. As we get into this, I like the TBD name. But whether you're catching this live here or if you're catching it on the podcast later, shoot me a message on the Facebook. If you're like, dude, this has got to be the name of the show. I'm open to all ideas. And I function at my best by mashing together a bunch of existing ideas. I love taking a pile of ideas and just making something beautiful out of it, or just something silly, because that's kind of the way.
Either way.
But yeah, shoot me whatever ideas you got. I'm open to all sorts of ideas. Hecubus, can you give us a little update on Turf's Up Radio? I know you said Bookkeeping Beer and BS gets a hell of a lot of downloads.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure, and you probably don't want to pat yourself on the back, I'm pretty sure like you get the most downloads because you're the man. But
one of my shows does, yeah.
Yeah. Give us a little breakdown on like how prevalent and how many downloads the station is rolling in.
So we're listener wise monthly, we're about 75 to 80,000, give or take right now. And
Per
then
month?
overall numbers. So if you're talking overall downloads for the podcast version, because for those listening or watching, I guess I'm used to not having the video thing. So as you can tell, I have a donut behind me. It's one of those little floating donuts for the river. But
Okay. Well, you should hop on.
for for those,
It's 90 degrees here. I don't know what the hell it is down by you.
yeah, we're going to be in the high 90s all week next week. So I'll be using it for
Use
sure.
that donut.
Be using it. But yeah, so we're as far as all-time downloads, right now we're about 750,000, give or take. We're going to be over 1 million easily by the end of the year on that one. So it's pretty awesome. And then of course, like I said, Bookkeeping Beer and BS, the number 3 show all-time downloads. Number 2 is Weekend Review, and number 1 is Nightcap. So
it's a staple. It's a staple.
Pretty badass.
Now maybe there's like a secret ploy I have going on here, which is I want to start a new show to see if I can get 2 in the top 5. Be a race. Just gonna pile it all on. Diversify is what
Let's
I hear.
make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Yeah,
we can do it.
Now,
Because we have 17 shows right now, live shows.
Hell yeah.
On the radio station, and total of 30 if you count the ones that are not live on the show, but they're also, they're like straight podcasts, but we also play them live. So yeah, over 30 shows. So it's about time to get another one on there. Make it happen.
Do I this is me putting you on the spot. Am I gonna have to like arm wrestle anybody to get my time slot back? Or if I have to start a new show, am I giving up my time slot?
No,
I should probably ask you that. I probably should have asked you that before. Now I'm like, oh shit, what have I done?
It is saved for you. I mean, you could jump to a different time slot if you want to, if that ends up being the case. But you're kind of, people expect this time slot already, so gotta make that what happen. You're basically just going on vacation more or less from the station for a couple of weeks. So
doing a couple week vacay. I'm pretty good at that. I do have some salmon fishing to do next week.
And you've got plenty of back episodes that I can play in your absence. So I think we're good.
Feel free to use any of them. That's what I told. We crossed the 200 episode mark on the podcast pretty recently, and I don't.
Oh yeah.
I don't have a grasp of how many shows we did before we even like made it a podcast, but we were doing live episodes on Facebook for like 2 years before it even became a podcast. So I think I'd have to go back and check the logs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, once a week for 52 weeks per year. So.
And once we started doing Turfs Up, it was twice a week because I got this one, and then I do
then you have the late night,
the late night show. So they started adding up pretty darn quick. What I'm curious about. So right now, here's the formats we got, and I'd love your guys' feedback. I'd love listener feedback. Again, if you're catching this live, throw it in some comments. If you're driving, don't throw it in the comments. Wait till you get where you're going.
Wait till the stoplight.
Then throw it in the comments, or then shoot me a message on Facebook or whatever. But I'd love to know your thoughts on how the show, or how a future show could be more useful to you. If you're not super familiar with the couple of shows that we do with Bookkeeping Beer and BS, we've got the Turfs Up radio show. We try to make this like a fun, goofy panel talking about whatever we all got going on, what's going on in the world. Sometimes we throw a trivia episode in. I need to like trivia questions are a bitch to write. Michael, can we Jairus, can we find somebody to write trivia questions for me? I'll read them. But man, they're a pain to write.
That'd be ChatGPT. We can do this.
Oh God, yeah. Well,
there we go.
Once I figure out how to use it, then we should be good.
Get your little one on that as much as.
Yeah. I'll start with the 1-year-old. He's all over it. When I pick up my phone, he's just like, ooh. I actually gave him my old phone. He has a TV remote that's his, that I took the batteries out of, and a phone that's his, that's just dead. Because I'm just like, dude, you just got to stop trying to grab the shit that's in my hands all the time. Which, now that I say that probably explains why he really likes empty beer cans. Dude loves empty beer cans. He likes full ones too, but the full one's mine. But so it's like, if I'm holding on to it, which is usually, my phone or a beer can, or if it's at night, it's the TV remote, then that's probably why he likes all three of those things. What the hell was I talking about? Probably something awesome. Oh yeah, we got Chat GPT trivia questions.
I'm going to upload them to the Facebook group here real quick. So we've got.
Yeah, we
I
get.
did write me a just really. I didn't train it or anything. Some trivia questions about the history of beer. Some pretty good ones here. Which American president had a brewery built at the White House?
Damn, I like where you're going with this. Hey,
question.
you
I'm
can't
gonna go Adams on that one. Just saying.
Wait. Like, Michael, you might be just nominating yourself to be. Now, maybe there's some future episodes of a future show where I get to play trivia.
Okay,
Maybe.
well, trivia questions are easy with ChatGPT. Content's changed. Everything's different now. It's not even fair.
That's true.
All right, we're just going to have a straight trivia show, Hecubus. There's going to be a straight up trivia show every single week. It's just trivia. FYI. Beer trivia. Is there a taps trivia and
yeah,
tumultuous
it's gonna be hard to do the BS part of that one.
Yeah, and BS. But I'm curious for the listeners out there. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Is my buddy Ben Smith. He acts like I'm dying. You will be missed.
Wow.
I hope to see you again.
It's like an obituary type thing.
Now, in Ben's defense, like, he's like my best buddy, and I haven't seen him in a while, so I miss him. There's days where if our schedules aligned, I would either, like, because I just work from my home office, like there's nowhere for me to go to work. So like maybe I'll drive over to his house and work, or to his office and work. I did go to his office the other day to run him some stuff that was at my house, but he wasn't there, so I gave it to his wife. So that was it. That was as close as I got to Ben lately. So we got the chat. I can't even say it. The Chat GPT trivia link. That's a long link, but
it's a long
yeah, I couldn't. This chat.openai. Chat.openai.com was the thing I couldn't figure out. I couldn't figure out what the URL was. So that was it. I did talk to Ben last night. He said last night was fun. I talked to him. He was chasing his ducks around the backyard. But so he's got like pet ducks for laying eggs. Ben, have they laid any eggs for you yet? You've had these ducks for like 6 months. What
Duck eggs are so amazing. They're the best for baking. I love them for baking.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually got any. I think he just has a bunch of dude ducks.
I was going to ask. Like,
I think he's got a bunch of dudes. Yeah. He says, nah, LOL.
They were chasing him. Yeah,
they came at him, and it was like
I was like, he has dude ducks. Then
it was dark out, so they were like coming at him, and he's like, I don't know what they're doing. They just keep coming. They just keep coming at me. Like they're all walking right towards me. Okay, so Ben's assessment of if they will lay eggs is soonish. Super.
Very scientific.
Yeah. I do, Ben. If they lay some eggs, I want to try one. If they don't lay some eggs, I want to try one of your ducks. Is all I'm saying.
Ben, wise, little thing. If you have like any kind of like little, I'm assuming you have some kind of water thing. Like maybe it's a little kiddie pool type thing that you have. That's what I have for mine.
Oh, he's got a big pond in the back.
Okay, so toss some spicy pork rinds into the water. They love those, and the eggs. The eggs are perfect.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You get a little bit of that coming through the eggs.
Oh yeah, it's almost like a buffalo style egg without having to add any hot sauce to it. It's great.
Oh my God, that's brilliant. Yeah, Ben. Yeah,
we feed ours like a bag a week.
Yeah, because you wouldn't want to feed them like spicy pork rinds. Okay, I could pass on those directly. But if it was like jalapeno Cheetos, I'd be like, I'm not feeding those to the damn ducks. I'm eating jalapeno Cheetos.
Well, seeing any of those anything that's like that style though, that works really well because they soften up really fast in the water, right? And so the ducks love that type of stuff because they don't like to eat the hard things, obviously, because
because they're wimps.
Yeah,
that's why. All right, so future show, we're gonna have just a purely trivia show run by ChatGPT where we all get to play, so I don't have to just be the host. We'll train an AI to read the questions for us and give us time to bullshit. But we're 20 minutes ago when I started proposing this was I'm curious what people would want to see in a show. Do they like this format of like the panel show with not random people, but like a kind of predetermined panel where whoever is available is jumping in on a day-to-day or a week-to-week basis? Is that a good look? Are people digging that? I want to know. I want your feedback. Are people digging the late night happy hour show with more of an interview style guest on? I'm loose ended with it. And so, and I actually would love some feedback on this for everybody that's watching, for everybody that listens to the podcast. Shoot me some notes. Because you guys know there's no end to those podcasts. Sometimes they're 2-3 hours long, probably not 3 hours long. I'm sure Ben and I have done a 3 hour long one. I think we did one where we had some hunting dudes on. Doug, I appreciate you, brother. Says, love the late night show. I love doing the late night show because I feel like I don't have me having an agenda worries me. I don't run well. I do well with some bullet points of like, I want to make sure I talk about this and I want to make sure I talk about that. But me and I present the same way when I'm up in front of a crowd and speaking is I can't have like a predetermined, like it's all up here. There's got to be some bullet points that kind of keep me on track. But I'm really more concerned about like seeing stuff like what Doug wrote and then being able to react to it and talk about it and go that way for a little bit. That's more fun as a show host. I don't know if it's more fun as a listener, but screw you guys because it's
number 3 all time. I'm pretty sure that people like your show.
but sure, it's not a bad show. Still can be better. Still could get better. So, Doug, how can I make the show better? What do you want? Do you want more guests? Do you want a co-host on there? At one point when I first started the show, Bobby Walker co-hosted it with me every week, and that was super fun to have a co-host on. It did get annoying at points because there'd be like a thing I wanted to ask, but Bobby's louder than I am. It's hard to have a co-host that's more boisterous than you, because then as the host, you're just like, okay, like 12 questions later, like, can I ask a question now? I think I have a question, and we've totally derailed from where I wanted to go with this. Thanks, co-host. But it's fun. Ben does that to me too when he comes on. I'd give him hell for that. He's like, I got 20 things I want to ask. And Ben's just faster at talking and louder than I am. So it's funny having a co-host like that. Doug says, I typically listen to the late night while working in the office till I fall asleep at the desk. What I'm pretty sure Doug is saying is, Dan, you put me to sleep. That's what I read. Yeah. Like I listen to it. It's like listening to a waterfall, and
I'll have to try that. I'll have to put on one of your late night episodes and tonight when I go to sleep and see if that helps.
Yeah,
drift off. I like that.
I do find unpredictable noises I can like sleep with. I can sleep with like background noise of like people talking and stuff like that because it's just kind of like drowns out. But when there's like a fan clicking, it's just like a click, 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 click. I lose my mind. So I could see somebody like falling asleep to a podcast like that, or like a book on tape or whatever, because it's just like it's moving and you just kind of, as long as it's not, too awesome where you can't possibly fall asleep because it's so good. If I try to read at night, I mean, I'm like a page in and I'm just like, even reading to my kids, this is like a conundrum that I face. I try to read to my kids at around like 8 p.m. But like I usually don't go to bed till 10 or 11. But it's really hard to like get a second wind after I read to them, because I start reading to them and I'm just like, yeah, like Dad's pretty tired. Danny, you're 7. Why don't you start reading the next page of this one? Like I'm getting pretty exhausted here. Something about reading just wipes me out. Doug, keep chiming in. I appreciate it. Doug says, I'm not a co-host fan. I like your guest from outside the industry. I do. If you guys listen, I'm a freaking redneck outdoorsman. I love having hunting people on. Like when we've had Kurt Geyer on from Working Class Bow Hunter podcast, which is like one of my favorite hunting podcasts.
That was a great one. I like that one.
I still got to get Steve Ranella from the Meat Eater to come on. I probably have to pay him $20,000 to get him to come on a show, because he's like hitting that level of fame, but that would be pretty sweet. Maybe I can get like one of the Meat Eater dudes. Maybe I'll get like Spencer Newharth, who runs their trivia, to come on. Maybe he can read a trivia episode for us. He's probably too cool for me, but yeah, I like having guests from outside the industry, but still like when they're business owners. We've had 3. I had Kurt Geyer come on. We had Ernie and Greg from Tethered, and they're manufacturers in the hunting space. And then we had what's his name? I'm totally drawing a blank on the other guy's name. Like a professional land manager, like has a hunting show, like on TV, like hunting show and podcast in the hunting space, but is a professional land manager in that business. And that was super cool. So I do like, obviously outdoors is a passion of mine, so it's super fun to bring in business owners from passion areas and hear what they have to say about their businesses. Doug did clean this up for me. I appreciate Doug. He says, no, Dan. In regards to falling asleep because my podcast is boring. He said it's from burning the midnight oil at both ends. Up early to bed late.
I feel like Doug stole that from my show this morning because I was talking about the origins of midnight oil, of that phrase. I assumed that it came somewhere from the oil rigs and things, but no, it didn't. And actually, Doug came in clutch. He looked it up for me while I was doing my show.
What is it?
Back
I'm
in like
on the edge of my seat.
Like the 1600s, I think it was. And it's basically referring to like, the castles where they would have the bowls of oil that they would keep lit to be able to see down the corridors and everything. That's where the burning of the midnight oil.
So when you had to like wake up and take a leak, you could find your way through the castle.
Look, see, and that's the first thing I was thinking about. I actually talked about that on the show. I literally said that same phrase almost word for word, and then I stopped myself because I was like, wait a minute. Back then they had chamber pots. They didn't leave the room if they woke up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So I was
they were going to get a beer.
It was the poor schmuck who had to like carry an overfull one down the hallway.
Oh yeah, it was the guy cleaning up, or somebody being like, "Man, I can't sleep. I better go get a beer." So Doug, you got a little foreshadowing in here. You said your friend in the junk industry is always good. Andy Weens is coming on. He's on the schedule already. I'll get the date wrong. I think he's on for like August 12th. So Andy, who's like, we're just gonna do a Q&A. Dude's a freaking wizard. And he's super entertaining. He's super fun to talk to. So I'm super pumped to have Andy come on. Doug said, as a hunter, any of that talk is great. Or like the drain cleaning guy. God, I hope Ben's not on. He's gonna be patting himself on the back real quick here. No, I'm just kidding. Ben's like I said.
But it's true that what he said there though is that they bring value to the green, because that's the thing. Like it doesn't have to be all about the green industry all the time, every time, as far as Turfs Up Radio is concerned on that side of it, I mean, my like Nightcap, I have a few guests on here and there that talk about green industry stuff, but otherwise it's just bullshit and having a good time. That's what it's all about. You gotta get some different aspects in there. But like you said, though, also still primarily business owner oriented. Yeah.
I had Frank Disher on, or no, I didn't. I was on Frank Disher's podcast not too long ago, and Frank is so freaking fun to talk to. And obviously, he's talking swimming pools and stuff like that, and it's a parallel. But he's on Turfs Up, and I gotta get Frank on the new show. I'm just gonna call it the new show, whatever the new show is, whatever you guys, audience, dictate as what the new show should be. It shall be. And again, shoot me some feedback. Let me know what you want more. If you want more trivia, I will freaking figure out how to use Chat GPT. I'm not that old. I'm smart enough to figure it out.
We got Michael for that. We're good.
AKA, I will ask Michael to help. But Doug Brown says we need some snow pros on. I'm surrounded by snow pros up here in the Twin Cities. I can get you some snow pros.
You got Sam Gemble coming tonight. He's a snow pro.
Oh yeah, Sam's coming on tonight. For whatever reason, I started hearing myself in one of your guys' microphones. Doug says, F, the old show ain't broke. All right. All right. No, but we got to reinvent ourselves, Doug. We got to keep moving and grooving, doing sweet stuff. And this show started with the intent of talking about bookkeeping. I don't know the last time I talked about bookkeeping on this show. It had to be 3-4 years ago.
I was thinking the same thing, man. I was like,
isn't a bookkeeping.
When was the last? Because you were talking about the new name for the shows and things, and before when we talked a couple weeks ago, and I was trying to think about that. I was like, where does it go from here? Because where was the bookkeeping in the Beer and BS part of it? It was more, it kind of turned into a variety show of business owners, and folks who are into entrepreneurship and all of those. But
maybe
good.
Maybe that's what maybe we should call it something like that, is the variety show of business owners. Just cut right to the chase. It doesn't need to be catchy. Michael's already shaking his head. He's like, no, Dan, that's really.
I'm digging the Michael when he came with the TBD thing. I'm digging that.
I do like that. Doug says, "Where's Sean Day? Where's his input?" Sean's on vacation. I've been telling him he needed to take a week off because he's so freaking bonkers in the springtime with recruiting. I was like, dude, just like you need to take your wife on a week-long vacation. And he's got family, he's got softball tournaments and stuff like that going on. So he took me up on it. He took the week off. Way to go, Sean. All right, we'll be back with a little more bookkeeping, beer, and BS on Turfs Up Radio, bringing home the last episode. We'll see you guys back here in a minute.
True Fuel is a high-octane fuel precision engineered for your 2- and 4-cycle equipment. They use the most advanced synthetic lubricants and stabilizers in an ethanol-free fuel, improving performance, protecting your equipment, and saving you time. That means easier startups, smoother idling, and quicker trigger response, plus extended life for all of your equipment. True Fuel is ready to use and easy to store, helping your operations be more efficient and reducing maintenance costs. We at Turfs Up use True Fuel because we know it works and we know it's the best option. Check out TrueFuel50.com to learn more. That's TRUFUEL50.com.
You're listening to Turfs Up Radio, the only radio station of its kind dedicated to the green industry. Now you can even ask Alexa to tune you in when you're home.
Are outdated spreadsheets and whiteboard scheduling costing you jobs? Or is a lack of consistency between crews causing your bids to differ from job to job? Or worse, delaying critical invoices and payments? Crew Control offers all-in-one business management solutions fit for every trade. From bidding and scheduling to invoicing and integrating payments, Crew Control provides real-time visibility into your crew's efficiency, whether you're in the field, in the office, or even on vacation. Manage your crews more effectively and improve business performance with Crew Control. Start your free trial today at crewcontrol.com.
From the East Coast to the West Coast and around the world, here's to all the women in the green industry. Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Sometimes I double click to play that file and it's just not responsive. And maybe I double click too fast, or maybe I double click too slow, or maybe I just am a shitty double clicker. I don't know. One or the other. What's up, folks? What's up, business nerds? We're back with the final stretch of the Bookkeeping Beer and BS podcast on Turfs Up Radio. Last episode on Turfs Up, second to last episode of Bookkeeping Beer and BS in the interwebs, and then it'll be time for a new chapter. And well, that was more abrupt than I meant for it to be. It's hard to talk and scale the volume back at the same time. I need
you're new at this. It's all right.
Yeah. No, I like to be bad at it. It's more fun if I'm bad at it. I think then everybody gets to participate in the fact that I don't know how to run radio equipment and I don't know how to use Chat GPT, but I know people that do. Michael's super good at it.
It's all good. I don't even have bumpers on my shows. I just go straight to commercial, straight off. That's all I do.
That works. I just like the music. It sounds good. Sounds fun. Beep boop boo deep.
Speaking of, are you keeping that music? Are you able to keep that music?
Let's we'll see. I mean, I don't see why not. It's just public music hanging out there doing its music thing. So you guys tell me, audience, you tell me, you want that music? Should we stick with that music for whatever shows come next, for the taps and trivia? I'm really thinking about just doing a full, if I can figure out how to use Chat GPT, I'm like really thinking about just doing a weekly trivia episode. I think that'd be super cool in Turfs Up. We can cover so many different, we could have alternate hosts. Really? Like we should talk to Darren about this. Like this is thing. This is coming. I'm calling it.
We've made it happen. We've made it happen.
Yeah, when I talk about it live, now he can't back out. I put him on. Exactly. I'll volunteer to host the first episode. It'd be great. Man, now I'm just like caught up on that. I think that could be a lot of fun. And Michael can source all the questions. He's really good at doing that. I heard. Yes.
And we can well, and you know, we got the click call sell thing. We can in gratitude of that service, we can do some commercials on Turfs Up Radio.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
I think you're overvaluing ChatGPT, but I will take free airspace anytime you want to give it to me.
Like if people haven't listened to it yet, you guys go and check out the episode where Michael unveiled the Service Rolodex game plan. It's freaking sweet. Service Rolodex is like the thing you need to be looking up, checking out, doing. Speaking of which, Michael, I got to get the Minneapolis Service Rolodex chapter off the ground
You
here.
do.
So
Yeah, we talked about it last week. We
Yeah.
we fixed the automation too. The soft launch was perfect for a soft launch because people weren't getting the emails. So we got it all fixed. We're ready to go.
Outstanding.
Oh, yeah. If you didn't catch that episode, here's my cliff notes to tease you on why Service Rolodex is going to be awesome for your home service business. It is. So everybody's heard of like the BNI networking groups and stuff like that, where you're just like refer, but it's almost just like insincere referrals. It's like, oh, you're in the same group and pay the same dues that I do, so let's refer each other. And it's random across industries and people that you don't know doing different stuff than you do. And there's no actually like helping each other, right? It's just refer. There's some utility in that, but it's very limited and borderline like annoying and not. It's like weekly at 7 a.m. right? If you miss it, you're out. It's almost. I don't want to put down BNI. People get a lot of value out of BNI. I can't get a lot of value out of BNI.
I like BNI.
Yeah. It has a place, but it's not like a mastermind. You can't learn from each other. You can't share ideas, and you can't really market with each other, right? Because your clients are all different, right? You might have like personal referrals, but there's not a lot of like great referrals. Like, hey, this is a person that could really use your help, and I know because I was out there working last week, and we both do the same type of stuff. You know, we don't like overlap, but you're working on their pool, and I'm working on their landscaping, whatever. Service Rolodex is a BNI. It's a mastermind to go learn from and talk with some of the best business owners around, both in your area and around the country. And it's a way to market together and have free. I won't say free because it's a group and you got to pay to be in the group, but then you get access to a bunch of stuff that Michael is working on so that you can market together effectively and leverage that you're marketing together, right? So you're not just like out on your own paying for the thing. You're getting the best of all the worlds. You're getting a networking group. You're getting a mastermind group. You're getting a referral group. You're getting a freaking like marketing lever to pull. It's bonkers. Like, and in the future, there's like a whole app thing that I'm not going to get into on
vision.
Here.
Yeah, it's the vision.
There's a vision of it, but man, if that doesn't wet your whistle, then go have a beer because that'll wet your whistle. But B, go check out the episode that I interviewed Michael on the Late Night Happy Hour show a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks
Well,
ago.
and after the fact, after we get done with all this, Michael, I'd love to have you on my show as a guest as well to talk about this.
I would 100% love that.
Yes. Yeah, we'll figure all the stuff out after the
I'll
fact.
have my assistant Dan send you my calendar link.
Exactly. Yeah. And he'll have ChatGPT get back to me.
Yeah, no, it'll never happen.
Sometime here, I don't know why this does this to me, but I fell off the radio as if I were standing on it, and then I was no longer standing on it. But Doug, I appreciate the heads up. I just stopped my radio feed and started it again, and sometimes that works. Sometimes it works. But I never really know. I never really know. Let's see. Doug chiming in. Doug, you're the man. He said, I haven't looked into it. I'll go back and listen. I highly recommend. Will it work with commercial? I'm over residential. I think that's the beauty of it, right? Is like you're going to be surrounded by the best home service business owners, from HVAC to plumbers to maid service to window cleaners to pressure washers to landscapers to snowplow guys. Anybody that's in this home service space, we're serving commercial and residential. We're all, I mean, there's people with different focal points, right? But we're by and large serving the same types of customers and need the same types of relationships and can bring tons of value to the same types of relationships. Yeah. So it'd be crazy not to. Now I will say, because I've been in like mastermind groups like that, and they can fall apart where there's no accountability or no leadership. And I think that's an area where Michael has that solved by having community managers and having a bunch of resources behind the scenes where there is accountability and there is that management level to hold you accountable, to keep things moving, to make sure everybody's getting the value and using the tools and showing up and all that stuff. So I'm pumped about it.
We've had a group in San Diego since February. We had a meeting last night, and we actually have an accountability worksheet that optional. The members can have their own accountability, but specifically like the community manager, which I'm acting out right now, is they say, hey, we want to do this co-op with us members. We want to get these offers. So our team is going to go create the leave behinds that they're going to be now leaving at every single one of their customers' homes for the entire month. So there's really no direct cost besides, hey, Tex, leave these at the house when you get done. And there's 5 businesses now that are being exposed to each other that are using their database. Another one too, like mass mailers. If there's 5 people and they all have an average of 1,000 customers, you can send out 5,000 pieces and have your brand introduced to 4,000 new people just by being affiliated with that group at the Service Rolodex. So a lot of opportunities. Property managers, right? I have a really good relationship with the property manager. They're looking for a painter. This is a great way to say, hey, I got a great painter for you.
I got the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pumped for that. That'll be sweet. Michael, this is a serious question right here. How does somebody get on your calendar if they're interested? I mean, they might be interested in Service Rolodex. They might be interested in Click Call Sell.
Yeah, send me a private message. I don't have my calendar link on Facebook because that's scary. So send me a private message and I'll give you the link.
Booyah. I do have my link out there, and it's funny. We also have our recruiting business, and people will think they signed up for like an interview, and they will have booked my calendar, like really randomly every once in a while. And it's just like, how did you click through our website to end up on my, like, how did you get that far down the trail of our website to click on book a meeting with Dan, thinking you were in the right spot to get an interview with a window cleaning company out in Seattle? Like, what got you there? How'd you come up with that? It's goofy. I don't get it. Fellas, I got to wrap things up here. Oh, no, I don't have to wrap things up here just yet, because first I have to play music because I'm cool radio show host Dan. I got to wrap some things up here. I got to go. I just want to prove how responsible I am. I drank one shitty light beer. I did not drink the second one. The second one is still full, but I do need to go to kiddo activities. My kids do that like Conquer Ninja Warrior gym stuff where they jump around.
Good point. You should stick to something stronger than light beer.
Yeah, I will after
that. Yeah, you gotta. Oh, for after as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, maybe I'll throw something good in a water bottle and bring that along. But I got to go do family stuff. It's been a pleasure. Hecubus, thank you for jumping on. Michael, thank you for jumping on. I really thought today, like literally, I went into the episode be like, well, I guess we're just monologuing for an hour here. Thought I was going to be monologuing for an hour on the last episode. So you guys saved the day. I appreciate it. Business nerds, thank you guys for tuning in and being a patron of Bookkeeping Beer and BS for as long as you have. Again, shoot me some notes. What do you want? What do you like? What do you not like? What do you want to see more of? What do you want to see less of? What names you got? And are you down for this trivia episode that I'm going to put on Darren? So he's got to do it, because if enough of us say, Darren, you got to do a trivia episode, how's he going to not?
Don't worry. I run the station. It's a done deal.
All right. We're doing a trivia episode, and I'll figure out how to use ChatGPT. Until then, and until tonight when I got Sam Gemble on to hang out and drink some last beers of Bookkeeping Beer and BS with me, you guys know what to do. Work smarter and harder. Go earn some pride. Doug Brown did say who on tonight. I did. Sam Gemble. Landscaping, snow removal. You wanted some snow, dude. Sam's on tonight. He's all about it. Leadership, coaching, all that stuff is gonna be awesome. We're out of music, so we're out of time. Peace out.
See ya.